Okay, and we are live. I'm going to try to raise this. Oh, there we go. I couldn't get it unscrewed. I just want to come up just a little bit. Okay, so it is 4:30 on a Sunday. I'm going to give it a few minutes for people to join us. I don't know if anybody is going to join us, but we will give it just a couple minutes, and in the meantime, I am going to log into Facebook and get caught up here, get signed in. Okay, hold on one second, my friends. How is your Sunday going? Okay, so we have a few people joining us. Great. So who all is here? Let's see. Just trying to... Oh, I have to reload Facebook. I'm all over the place today, I think. So I'm really excited to show you about this machine today, especially for those of you guys that are not familiar with it. For those of you guys that are familiar with it, I'm by no means an expert. So we're going to try out a few things. Oh, hi, Cheryl. And hi, Terry. All right. So we'll give it just a couple more minutes, and then we'll get started. I only have like a, kind of a demo. I was just going to demo some stuff that we did in our virtual trade show. And Lamine, hello. So because I have been getting a lot of questions, I know there's a few people that have jumped on the hot foil bandwagon already. And there's a lot of people that haven't tried it yet, because it does take a special machine, and some special equipment, but we're going to talk about that today. And I just was able to get a quick, really awesome price on the machine. So I wanted to make sure you guys had the information, because it's a great opportunity if you want to do it. Oh, hi, Barb. Oh, and Mary, hello. Hello, you guys. Okay. And Kelly Beaumont, hello. I have been at the store since 8 o'clock today because I have been tasked, well, for many, 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 many months to clean this table up that's behind where I film. And so I did that. And because, we have all these virtual trade shows, and each trade show comes with multiple classes typically, and a lot of times I can get them done, but I may get like them done 70%. Sometimes I get them done 100%. Sometimes if I get called away, I don't get them done. So there's a lot of stuff lying around, or as we've done the videos, something gets set on that pile and whatnot. And really, all of this stuff is stuff that only I can organize, as opposed to the director, who doesn't really know, since he isn't like super crafter, he doesn't really know what goes with what, and what is a keep. That's the biggest one. What is a keep and what can be tossed. So I have been organizing and cleaning today, and so it's nice to sit down for just a little while. So the virtual trade show that we did on Monday and Tuesday, one of the classes featured the Go Press and Foil. And this is a machine, it actually came out prior to the Spellbinders Glimmer machine. So as far as I can recall, but it's a similar concept to that Spellbinders Glimmer machine. The Spellbinders Glimmer machine has been very difficult to get in. It's just like, it's in stock, and then it's not in stock, and then it's not in stock, and then it's not in stock. But because of the trade show that I was at, there is an incredible price on this one. So the normal price on this is $140, and I just sent you guys out an email about it, so all the info is in there. It's $85 for this guy, but today, because I got to put my order in tonight. So, and if you want to pay cash or check, you're going to save another $5. And if you order by 9 o'clock, then you will also get the 3 free hot foil plates. So I'm going to demo this for you guys, and we're going to kind of talk about some of the stuff, and then we're going to try out a couple of the other dies that are not the hot foil plates, but this is different than transfer foil, which we have done on a number of videos. So first off, this caught me by surprise. It actually has suction cups on the front here. So when I picked it up off the floor, it made a suction noise, which caught me a little bit by surprise. So what I'm going to do, I had mine plugged in so that it was warm, so that when we went to do the video today, it wouldn't take quite as long to heat up. But I did want to show you how this works. So I'm going to just plug this in. And when it turns on, you have a red button. So now I'm going to push that red button, and it's going to start to blink. Okay. So now what I need to do is I just need to wait until it is green, and then I know that it'll be ready to go. So it's going to need a little bit of time to get up to temperature, although not as long, just because it's still warm. So hopefully it won't take us very long. But in the meantime, let's kind of talk about some of the stuff that comes with this machine. And so you get this guy, and this is obviously the American plug, because a European plug is not going to do you guys any good. It comes with this silicone mat, and you will see why this is really important in a few. And then again, if you order by 9 o'clock, it'll also come with the rose, which I did in my class here with the foil, and you can kind of see that detail. It is amazing the detail you can get with a hot foil machine that you cannot get with a transfer foil typically. If you're using like transfer foil and toner and a laminator, sometimes you can get that kind of detail. So there's just a lot more things that you can do with the hot foil system. So, and then this one here is like a frame. And so this is what the frame looks like. And with this one, all I would do is either put a sentiment here or use an X-Acto knife, and you can just fussy cut that around if you wanted a frame. Or this could be right onto your card front, and you can just build your layers right from there. But isn't that stunning? I mean, it is so, so pretty. And then this sentiment. And I didn't have a picture of this one to put in the newsletter, so I'm assuming that what came with my machine for the class is what you would get with yours. So I hope so. But anyways, so those are the 3 hot foil plates that will come with it. Now, let's talk a little bit about the difference. These guys are going to be loud. I'm going to, as I pick things up and move them, I'm going to put this right here. So we're still waiting for this guy. So what a hot foil plate is, it's very similar to a die. However, so it's got the flat back like a die does, but it doesn't have blades. These particular ones. There are other ones that actually do, I believe, have blades and hot foiling. So I just don't have any of those to demo for you right now. And so, but you can see how it's got wide, flat sections, and that's what's going to, I don't know if it's melt the foil or bond the foil to the paper. But in just a little bit, I got a couple of different dies, like regular dies, that I thought would be kind of fun to play with to see how they'll work. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this one, and now the light is green. Okay, so now I know that my hot foil, my GoPress is ready. So next what I want to do is I'm just going to take this guy and I'm going to put it on there, close this back down, and that's going to allow this guy to get nice and hot, because this metal piece itself has to be hot for this to work. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, the videos said 30 seconds, the one that I put in the newsletter for you guys. The lady that was teaching me is one of the designers for Couture Creations, which is whose machine this is. She said 60 seconds. I personally found that the hotter this thing was, the better your transfer was. So, but in the meantime, we're going to just get started with getting some prep stuff. So I have some paper cut. So I did that ahead of the video, which I know you guys are surprised, right? It's not like me. So I'm going to grab this Spellbinders tool that we debuted last week? I think so. For cutting the foil. Now, Spellbinders is huge into the hot foil stuff, and they have some amazing foils that we are going to bring in as offers for you guys, because they have some really gorgeous ones. And just kind of to give you an idea, you know, just like with metal dies, the hot foil dies are going to be kind of all over in price, but the hot foils rolls, I believe, I just checked on it so that I'd have this information. I believe they're $4 for 15 feet by 5 inches. So that's a lot of foil, and they're really quite affordable. So if you didn't join me on What's New Wednesday, this is the Spellbinders, what is this thing called? I don't know. It's for cutting foil. I already forgot the name. Oh, wait, I've got the packaging. Quick trimmer. It's called the quick trimmer. So you can cut foils or you can cut paper with this. And I really am digging this for cutting foil, because these foils are so delicate that when you cut with your scissors, you can get some jagged lines, and you can, you know, kind of get wrinkles and stuff in there. And so this just makes it really easy. Now, what I didn't do was measure my rows ahead of time, but I actually have one already done. So if I had thought this through, I would have measured the rows and cut my foil before sticking it on there, because then I would know how wide it was. But since I didn't do that, let me just do a quick, vague measurement here. Okay, I'm going to cut it at, say, 3.5 inches. So I'm going to grab my little foil blade here. And these sold out really quickly this week, but I've already ordered more, so they are on their way. This particular tool, if you didn't grab one already, they are, I believe it was $16.99 off the top of my head. This one probably doesn't have a price, but I'm pretty sure that was the price. Okay, so we want about 3.5 inches. I'm just gonna kind of goof this for now. Let's do, I think this line will be fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick it in the notch, and then I'm gonna pull, and that's gonna make it cut where I want. Okay, so like with transfer foil, I don't know if a lot of you guys are familiar with transfer foils, but they have, you know, the side where you see all the pretty stuff, and then they have the side that needs to go to the adhesive, because that's the side that's going to transfer. So this one here, this is a gold foil, and it's got a matte silver side. So the matte silver side is the transfer side, okay? So this is a little bit backwards from when you are using the transfer foil, okay? So what I'm going to do now is, I feel like this is nice and hot, and this particular thing just runs right through your Big Shot. So let me grab my Big Shot. Okay, so you just use it. If you have a platinum, it'll work with that. All of those kind of things will work just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it straight out, and the plug is back here. So this guy is nice and hot, and it's going to run just right through my machine. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to take my gold foil. Now remember that I don't want it to transfer to my they call them stamps, but I think that's a confusing name. So I don't want to transfer it to the rose die here, the metal piece. So I'm going to make sure that the transfer side of my foil is up, because otherwise we could have a wee bit of an issue. So now I'm going to put my paper on top of that. Okay. And you do have a grid on this little rubber mat that's on the paper, so that can help you get this straight. And then I'm going to move it over to my Big Shot, and I'm just going to roll this through. Now, you'll get kind of used to how well this works based on your particular machine. I actually found with my machine, because I use mine all the time, that I needed, for the very best transfer, I needed a little bit of a paper shim. So I just grabbed, I didn't put it in yet. So all I did was grab a piece of copy paper. I just folded it in half and stuck it in here, okay? So I did just run this through without the shim, but that was kind of just to show you. So I'm gonna just open this up, put my shim in, and put it back down, and hope I didn't move it, because normally I would put all of those things through at the same time. So we'll see. Okay, I don't think I need to go through this many times. Now, I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. The first time that I used this, I think I used it maybe like a gazillion years ago when they very first came out, and then I haven't used it since, just because, you know, you get focused on other things. And then this was really the first time that I had used this in maybe years, if I ever even used the other one. I don't even remember. I might have just seen a video. I was surprised at really, really how easy it is, because you just heat it up and you just kind of roll it through. So I'm going to just open this up, and there is my rose. So for some reason this stuck down, but that's okay. So it's like, it's beautiful, the transfer. And then it comes with these tweezers here, and they are metallic. Not metallic, they're magnetic. So what you're going to want to do then is you're going to want to use these tweezers to pick up these hot things, because they will burn you and you don't want that. And that's where that silicone mat we talked about a little bit ago is going to come into play, because that's where you're going to put your dies to set them down. So the rose is one that that's one that will come with your set. So let me just close that back up, and then I'm going to show you guys just the difference here. So this is when I did it in the class, and you can see I got really quite good impression on that particular one with the silver, but then when I shimmed it, see how complete that gold is? So that's kind of one of those things that you'll want to learn about your machine, is how much shimming you need. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside, and you know what? Why don't I set that guy on, and we will give him a try. So it's blinking red again, so it needs to heat back up, and we'll just see. That guy's in there in the meantime. So the other ones that I thought would be kind of fun to try, because the rose and the frame and this happy birthday, I'm pretty sure, is what comes with your 3 bonus ones. But what I also thought would be fun to try is Spellbinders, and a lot of other companies actually have these kind of dies that have like a pattern, and then they have an outside cutting die. So I thought maybe we would give these a try, because you can use your regular cutting dies with your hot foil. Okay, that's how much I know about this. I don't know a whole lot more because I haven't tried it. So we're gonna try it together, and it's either gonna work or it doesn't. It worked in that video. Hold on. Okay. Lenine, can you? Yes. Yes, you can. So again, I'm still very, very new at this, and there's like bunches of things you can do, and I did literally what I showed you in the class. I grabbed scraps of paper, and I had only these 3 hot plates to work with. But so what I think, based on maybe it might very well be in the video that I just attached to the newsletter. If you put a metal shim in here, it will heat up as a solid metal piece, just like your hot plate does. And then what you'll do is you will put that used piece of foil down, and you'll put the paper on top, just like we did. And then only the foil that's left over is what will transfer. But what you need is you need that metal shim. Now, what I don't know enough about this. I'm going to be honest, you guys, just because it's relatively new to me, but I don't know why you need that metal shim and you can't just do it from the rubber mat that's in there. Because it seems like that would also be as hot as the metal shim. But anyways, that's how the demo went. So there is also a metal shim option that you can get in addition to this plate. Okay. So let me just cut. Oh no, here, I've got some green. Oh, I didn't cut us any foil. Let's try silver on green. Let's see how that works. Okay. But I'm really, first off, I do want to say I'm sorry for the like super next to no notice on this special, because I didn't see it until just recently. And actually my friend Michelle and I were on the phone chatting about what we did in the, at the show and looking through things and stuff. And then we ran across this special price on this and we were like, what? So, she just ordered some because she's actually in Florida. I don't know what she's going to do with them, but, oh, maybe she ordered them, I guess. I don't know, but I wanted to give you guys the opportunity because I thought at this price, I don't know how many possibly to order, and I didn't want anybody to miss out. So, but if you live down there, ask Michelle about it, because she'll have something for you, I'm sure. Okay. So I'm guessing this is new, and I hope I didn't let any cats out of the bag for her, but shh, don't tell anyone. So I'm going to put, with silver, you've got a shiny side and you've got a matte side. So I did not even make this thing go straight. So let me move that around just a little bit. And I'm going to put that right on there and put some green on here. The only thing I have, and I'm assuming I will get better at this also, similar to you guys. The only thing that seems a little hard is to line it up. But also, one of the reasons I wanted to make sure you guys have this opportunity is because this stuff is getting really popular. Not only is it huge with Spellbinders, but Pink Fresh, who doesn't do the glimmer foils and doesn't do the machinery and stuff, they are coming out with, well, they have been starting to come out with hot foil plates to coordinate with a lot of their stuff. And I thought I had a sample from one of the shows that we did. But so now what they're doing is they're doing like stamps and dies, and a lot of times there's a hot foil element that you can also get to jazz things up even more. So, you know what? I didn't put my shim in too because I was talking, but so maybe this will work, maybe it won't. We'll see. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that turned out pretty good. Actually, it does need, so I think this one needs the shim. See, it came out kind of like that. Now, the one thing, though, that I have noticed, like with transfer foil, I could just put this back over it and fix it. You can't really do that with hot foil because you don't have a way to reline it up. So, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. Once you get kind of the hang of your machine, like by the end of my class, this was the last one I did in my class, and you can see how much better I got. I'm just, but I wasn't chatting at the same time and only half paying attention. So it's actually not difficult. You just got to remember your parts and pieces, which actually does seem to be maybe the hardest part. Ah, okay. I just figured out how these things work. Okay. I was struggling the whole time in class because she did not give us a tutorial on the tweezers. Okay, let's talk about these tweezers. So there's a magnet right in here. So your intuition is to pick them up like regular tweezers, but that's not what you want to do. You actually want to close it so the magnet is right here, and you're going to pick it up. It's a very strong magnet, and then you're going to open the tweezers to drop it. So actually, that is really quite handy. Okay, so let me put that back in my machine, and let's try. I don't think I cut a paper for this one, so let's try this guy and see how it goes. No, you know what? Yeah, let's try it. Why not? Okay, so what I'm looking for in a die, I'll just kind of tell you. This is what I'm looking for because this is what I wanted to play with. So I wanted something kind of filigree-y, and then something that had a die that will cut it out, but separately. Because I didn't want, because if I just do this part, from my understanding, now I haven't tried this, so it's very possible I could completely muck up my machine at this time. And if I do muck up my machine, then you'll know what not to do. But it is very possible that, I think from what I heard, this is going to just give us the very thinnest lines of the die blades, but not cut through. And that may have to do with that squishy mat that's under there. So, okay, so I'm going to take this guy, and my thing is green. I'm just going to put it on there and let it heat for a moment. Now, so this will give me a nice pretty pattern. Fingers crossed it will. And this one is going to cut it out when we're done. So then I will have a beautiful element to work with. So also, kind of along the way, I believe there are now hot foil plates like that that also cut. So things have just come a long ways, and I don't know if the dies are like separate, like a surround die like this one. I didn't have enough time actually before I went live to research all of the options for you guys, but I know there's like a ton of things, and I wanted to just make sure if you wanted the base part that you could get it at the good price, and the other stuff, you're not going to be disappointed with how many options are out there, because this is not something that's brand new to the market. It's just something we haven't really focused on much here at the store, and so it's kind of, you know, kind of new to us, but kind of not, right? So, I mean, we know about it, but all right. So I'm gonna cut us some more foil. And it does come with, your machine also comes with, I may have forgotten to, I don't know if I even put what the machine came with in the email, but it does come with a couple rolls of starter foil, which is what I'm using because that's all that I have. So, so let me see here. That, oh, it'll be tight, but that will work. With all these lights and the foil and the dies, it's actually really bright, and I can't quite see everything I need to see, but okay. All right. And it could be, you know, I wish I had all the answers too for you guys, but I'm, again, sort of learning with you. But we will be probably seeing this show up in some of our stuff going forward, because I have to say, it did not have a huge learning curve right out of the gate, and so that that makes it kind of cool for, you know, getting started. And then I think there's more advanced things you can do with it. But I just wanted to give you guys the basics for now, because I don't know all that stuff anyways. Okay, so actually it just started blinking again, so it might need to heat up. I'm not quite sure. She said we're supposed to wait till it was green, and then I just talked all the time it was through the green, so let's give it just a minute. And there is another, you know what, I don't think I have an extra foil, so let's see. So the other thing I did see is that there are also extra top plates, and this may be why. The lady that was demoing for us had cuts in her top plate, and it could be because the new ones now are cut at embossing ones. So let's put that down like that. I'm going to remember my shim this time, and because it's so thin, let's put a second one too. I don't think that's going to hurt anything. Okay, and I'm going to slide it straight out, and I'm going to take it right over and run it through. Now the base, as I'm running it through, it's warm, but it's not hot. The hot part is still pretty contained, so it isn't something like you would need to wear gloves with or anything like that. There is a warning here that says it's not suitable for children, so, you know, there's something. All right, let's see if this worked. Oh, okay. Ooh, looks like it could be pretty. So this is what I've got here. Let's take a look. I know the suspense, right? Oh, see, I feel like we're already experts. Okay, so now we have this gorgeous, gorgeous thing. I actually am going to want to do some sentiments here too. I just grabbed this. This is a brand new die that we have coming in from Studio Light. This was also in our thing. It's part of their holiday release. And so I wanted to grab this, if I can get it out of the package. And I want to see how these words are going to look. I'm wondering, this will tell us if this is going to work. So I'm going to put that on here and let these words start to heat up while we do the other part. Oops. Okay, so let me find my tweezers. Now that we know how to operate them. Hold on. I got stuff all over the place. I cleaned myself a space so that so that I wouldn't be running into everything, but that's not really happening. So, okay. All right, so let me move these guys. And actually, you know, I could probably do quite a few of these at the same time, but that'll do, I think. So let me just let them warm up. And then what I want to do is I want to grab my regular plates for cutting with Thinlits on the Big Shot. And this is that die that we were talking about. So I'm going to just line this up. I'm going to grab some of my tape here. And this should cut out a perfect element. Now, I don't know how that foil is going to be under this tape, so I'm going to do my best to not get the tape on top of the foil because I don't want the tape to pull it up. It might be fine since it's like a hot foil, but you know, better safe than sorry. Well, I got it on that other side. I guess we'll see. Okay, let's run this baby through. Okay. Oh, hi, Tammy. Tammy, it's hard to be to say you're late for the surprise live that nobody knew was really coming. So anyways, okay, so this is what we have. So we used that beautiful die that had the border around it. And now I've got this amazing foiled panel that I could mat, and it's going to become a layer on my card. But isn't that awesome? You can't get this kind of detail really any other way with the foils that cleanly, because if you look, it is just amazing. Okay, so I'm going to set that one off to the side. Let's give these little words a try. I've got to cut some foil, but let's see. Let's look here Now, that looks like that one might work. So let me just, because we don't want to waste, let's see if I can get this so that we can cut off these extra ends and use them on our little words. So we got that one. And so what I'm doing is I'm actually just lining my cut line up where I need it to be. I'm not worrying so much if it's straight as just so that it'll cut. Okay. Set that one off to the side. Oops, still need my machine. Oh, did nobody tell me that this wasn't pushed in? Could you guys see that? Could you see it? I bet you could. Nobody noticed. Okay, so it's kind of heating, but we're going to have to wait for another minute or two because now the plate has to heat up. So if we want to be successful, I guess we have to wait. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about this because I think there is so many possibilities. And when you guys start to see the new elements like from Pink Fresh and stuff, it's just going to take things to a whole new level. So do you remember when we did that beautiful card front? And I don't know if this design specifically has a hot foil, but I'm just using it kind of as an example. So we had that beautiful card front. We did it in pinks and it was like florals of some sort. And we had the stencils, we could color it, and then we stamped with black. And it just was stunning. But there's a hot foil plate, either with this one or a similar design, where instead of black, you can foil in your gold or your silver as your decorative element. And oh my gosh, it is so, so beautiful. So there's going to be, and there's just going to be more and more stuff coming out for this. So I thought while the price was so good, that we better do a quick demo because you can always learn even more later. But the pricing won't be around forever. So, okay, so there we go. And I'm going to, do I have any paper? It seems kind of silly to have it on black, which seems to be the only paper that I have. Oh, I've got cream. We'll use cream. Cream and silver, sure. Okay. So I'm going to put that scrap there. And I'm going to put that scrap there. So remembering that the matte side of this goes up. And I'm going to put my paper and my shims because we just learned for my machine, the 2 shims worked really well for the dies. And I'm going to pull it straight out and we're going to run it slowly through the machine. Yeah, it will work. How wide is your Spellbinders die cut machine, Veronica? And Spellbinders has, they have the Glimmer machine, which they're, as far as I've heard, they're basically the same. So, Spellbinders just had some better marketing, is what I understand, because these guys were out first, but they're Australian, so a lot of people here aren't as familiar with this company, whereas Spellbinders, are they based in Arizona? I feel like they might be based in Arizona. So, but it should. This will fit in any of the 6-inch machines that can take Biggs dies, basically. So as long as your machine can take a Biggs die, you should be fine. Plug that back in case we want it again. All right. And let's see. It's like the reveal is really exciting, isn't it? Of course, I need my fingernails to work. Otherwise, I'm just building suspense. Ooh, pretty. Oh my gosh, I should have done this on black. Oh, that would have been stunning. Okay. So note to self, silver on cream is not as exciting as it could be, but you guys will get the point. So now I'm going to put this in my regular machine, and I'm going to grab, the way that this works is this little die set here says Happy New Year, and it has a Merry Christmas, but it has those shadows. So those shadows is what I'm after next. Because if I just use the words, I'm not even going to really get like foiled edges. It's just going to cut right into the foiling, because the foiling is exactly where the blade is. So that's why these ones that have this outline die are going to be awesome for this. But you're still only ever really going to get thin detail, whereas with the hot foil plates, you'll be getting thicker, more pronounced detail. Okay, so I'm happy with that one. And boy, my tape is very long for this, like super long. Let's get a more reasonable piece. All right. And just like that. Okay. Oh, these are so fun. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Imagine if you had like a snow. Oh, I have a snowflake die. Should I grab a snowflake die, or do you guys feel like you get the point? You'll have to just tell me, because otherwise I'll just keep grabbing things and being like, oh, look what we can do. That is so fun. I love that. So, okay. The big one, as long as, can you do Big's dies in it, Veronica? I don't use that machine, so I'm not sure of the specifications. But I would imagine that it can, because it can take the Spellbinders one, and they're nearly the same, I believe, as far as, dimensions go. So, all right, so let me cool that off. Okay. So I feel like we've covered the extent of my knowledge at this point. I know there's more stuff that you can do with this awesome little machine, but this is as much as I know how to do at the moment. Although, given all of the options that are out on the market, there is, this is a lot of stuff. So, okay, I'm just going to unplug that. Okay, so, and then the switch machine, yeah, I thought we talked about this on another video, but the switch machine is looking like November, but I'm pretty confident that it actually is November, because they now have a working prototype. Or not a prototype, they actually have the working machine, the production machine, which they did not have before. So when we did the virtual trade show with Sizzix, I don't know, a few weeks ago, it was basically when I did the class for the craft along with Sizzix, they actually had the production machine there. So they pushed it out to November so that they could build up their stock for release. So I really, really have confidence in a November date, which means we won't be asking, for people that are on the list for that, we won't be asking for the balance of it until it's just a couple weeks out, because, it's had so many delays. So if that's, if that's kind of your your question about when things are coming. This one will probably be in the store here within maybe 2 weeks, and the Switch is looking like November. So, okay. Does anybody have any other questions before we kind of sign off? So I just will review real quick what we have going on so that you guys know, and then we will let you get back to your fun Sunday. Okay, so the machine itself, oops, these guys are already, they cool really fast on the silicone mat, so we're good with that. Okay, so the machine itself is normally $140. We've got it on special pricing for $85 until 11:30 tonight, because I got to place the order today. If you place your order by 9, then you will get 3 free hot plates. Then we're sure to get you these 3 hot plates, because it's just about stock. So those will come with it. If you would like to save even more and you want to pay by cash or check, then the machine price will be $80. So you could save another $5 by paying cash or check. And we are asking for prepay on this just because it's a bigger special order item. But we'll probably, set that deadline into, the end of the week or so. Something reasonable. I haven't thought all those details through because I just found it and I was like, I gotta tell you guys. So do you guys have any other questions before we sign off? It's like a 45-second delay. So I think, that's kind of, you guys are all there? Hello? Anyone? I love Facebook because while I'm waiting, it's like, I don't know if anything's coming. Okay. So I think maybe you guys are all set. I'm getting some thumbs up and some hearts. So I'm assuming you guys, I answered all your questions to the best of my ability. Oh, thank you, Kelly. I'm glad that you joined us. And you can either, will it work with the Switch? I'm certain that it will work with the Switch because the Switch can take anything that the Big Shot can take. Good question. Yeah, because the Switch will take anything. So like the Switch has a different set of rollers than like these machines. So these machines have rollers kind of on the outside, which is why you get stronger pressure on the outside. And then, Crystal, you're funny. But the Switch machine has rollers all along. So while it's wider, I think it's either 8.5 or 9. I can't remember. But you can actually use even your small sidekick plates in the Switch. And it will have the sense to know when they're there and roll them through and then stop. So, yeah. So it'll work because you can also do Big's dies in the Switch machine, which is one of its benefits. Because some of the other electronic machines on the market don't take Big's dies. And so as long as it takes Big's dies, which the Switch does, it will take this as well. So, sorry, Veronica. I thought you were asking, budgetary because it's August. And originally we were thinking the Switch would be coming in August. And so I misread that. Sorry about that. Okay. And Crystal, you'll just have to rewatch the video and see. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that, Sue, actually. I know it'll fit. I can ask Sizzix, but I probably won't get an answer today. But most of you guys that are getting the Switch machine are probably not giving up your hand crank machine anyway. So if you unless you have really, really limited on space. But, that is a good question and I don't know the answer to it. Thank you for clarifying more questions, even though I don't have an answer. So if I do have an answer, I will post it on Facebook, but I will message my, Sizzix rep right after we get off here. So, okay, friends, I think that's it. I managed to actually almost go an hour, even though I was thinking I would be like 20 minutes. So sorry about the long length of time. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to shut up early, but apparently today's not the day. So anyways, thanks for joining me, my friends. We will see you guys all at least on Wednesday, and have a great Sunday night. Bye.